Why do we celebrate poor performance and failure? Welcome back to Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. This is your man Jay, and today we are going to discuss the mentality of celebrating poor performance and failure. What led me to this topic was an Instagram post that I came across, and I found it very disturbing. And here is the post in question. This post was celebrating women that were outperforming their counterparts in the city of Philadelphia. And when I read through the post, it wasn't hard to tell that this was detrimental. It was sending a detrimental message, and it was reinforcing some of the beliefs and behaviors in our communities that are contributing to keeping us oppressed as a group. And so I want to get through this. Okay, let's read it. And this is by Ian Connor. And this is no knock to Ian Connor. This is no knock to anybody in the comment sections. We are just discussing the mentality and what's behind it. What's the consequences behind the mentality? So it reads: Philly bees get money, and that's why I appreciate them. It even appears they grind harder than they inwards. Read it again. Philly bees get money, and that's why I appreciate them. It even appears that they grind harder than they inwards. The first thing that comes to mind when I read this is, what type of man would appreciate a woman that is quote unquote getting money? What type of man would appreciate a woman who is quote unquote getting money? And why would a man appreciate a woman that is quote unquote getting money? When you ask the what type and the why, you start to unpeel some very unpleasant layers. Generally speaking, excuse me. Generally speaking, there are two types of men that appreciate a woman that is getting money. One type of man is the man who needs the woman for something. The type of man who has not attained his own security by way of finances. He needs something. And we see it all the time. Woman goes to work, man is at home, driving woman's car who is at work, eating all the food in the refrigerator, and not contributing one dime to any of it. He is a man who is in need. He is a man who, more than likely came from another woman's house, whether it be his mother or ex of some sort, or a man who was going from pillar to post, from this friend, that family member, and who just wasn't stable. He can appreciate a woman who is getting money because he needs the resources himself. So of course he appreciates it. The second type of individual is the individual who doesn't want the responsibility of a woman. He does not want any responsibility of a woman. And if we are totally clear here, every time a man is in a relationship with a woman, he has to bear some type of responsibility. And a man who doesn't want to bear any responsibility, he he appreciates a woman who is getting money. So therefore, he doesn't have to spend his on her. He doesn't have to contribute to anything that she has going on. He can literally just go over there, lay up with her, and be done with it. He does his no obligation, right? And we know that because songs like the one with Neo and Jamie Foxx, "I Love Her Cause She Got Her Own," it popularized that mentality. It popularized that. I love her cause she got her own. And that means Because she has her own, I don't have to do anything for her. I could use my money for my own purposes, and I don't have to give her anything. Okay, so when women get praised for getting money by men, it would be in a it would be in a best interest to say, wait, why is this man praising me for getting money? Because quite frankly speaking, a man who has his act together does not care if you're getting money or not. It is inconsequential to anything that he has going on. He don't need your money. He don't need your house. He don't need your car. He don't need you, really. Your money is it could be a cherry on top, depending on, if it can help expand what he got on his program. If it can help expand what he got on his program, but he doesn't need it to expand his program. He doesn't need it to get his program started. He doesn't need it for his livelihood. So more than likely it doesn't mean anything to him. It doesn't. And the men that it means something to, you have to question, why does my money mean something to you? And it means something to these people because, well, not so much the guy who doesn't want the responsibility, but more so the guy who needs you. He is a failure. He is failing at life. He is failing at life, and he's looking at you for the way out of the failure. It's almost like he looked at his mother. My mother is going to protect me and provide for me because more than likely this type of man didn't have a father. And I'm just going to just put it out there. Is it is what it is. These are the behavioral traits of fatherless men out here talking about they appreciate women who getting money. It's ridiculous. And then the man who doesn't want the responsibility, he may not be a bum or a loser in that aspect, but he is contributing to an overall problem. He is contributing to the overall problem, which is encouraging women to stay in a masculine frame of mind. We're going to read on here from the post. It even appears they grind harder than they inwards. I found this sentence to be really interesting because it's a lot going on in it. The word appears. Let's deal with that. Appears. It appears. Appearances can be deceiving, very deceiving, because historically speaking, women have not, cannot, will not outwork men. They cannot, will not, and have not outworked men. That's why it appears to be, because we have God given attributes. And I know the society wants to get away from gender roles, but these are things that you cannot escape. Women are not physically built to do hard work over a course of a long period of time without some serious consequences. Men cannot do what women do, women cannot do what men do. When society gets back to that standard, things will get a whole lot better, a whole lot faster. But I digress. There is no point in history where you see a group of women outworking a group of men. Even if the woman had a head start, if that man just, if he just does the bare minimum workload, over time he would still have outworked this woman, because it's just, the anatomy is just not set up for women to be workhorses. So it's an appearance. Another thing about this word appearance is, it appears because you will see a woman out and she would have her hair done and her nails done. She might have a up to date vehicle. She might be living in a house. So it appears like she's getting to some money. However, when you start peeling back the layers of those finances, things start to fall apart really fast. Are you upside down in this car note? Is this car paid for? How much did you pay for this car? Did you overpay for it? Are you still in a mortgage? Is the mortgage paid off? If so, did you overpay for this mortgage? Are you upside down in a mortgage? How much savings do you have? When you start asking these questions, things start falling apart really fast. And you realize that, oh, the appearance of having money is really is quite different from actually having the money or getting the money. It's hard to say you're getting money when before you get it, it's already spent. You never had it to begin with. So you have these appearances, and it appears they grind harder. This one really bothered me. This one bothered me a lot. The grind, it bothered me a lot. It really spoke to how much loser time some, a lot, a good portion of these men are, man. They on loser time. And in this particular instance, it says Philly, but this is not relegated to Philly. This is all our urban cities. We could see them in a bad state of decay. And it's getting worse every day. And this is one of the things that's contributing to it. They grind. Let's get the definition of grind. Let's check it out. We're gonna look at number 2 here. Grind. Hard, dull work. Hard, dull work. Chore, slog, travail, drudgery, toil, donkey work, hard work. Now, what about that sounds pleasant? What about that sounds pleasant? It even appears that they grind harder. Let's substitute some of these words. It even appears that they toil harder. It even appears that they slog harder. It even appears that they perform drudgery harder. Now, what type of man would appreciate a woman who is out there toiling in drudgery? What type of man would appreciate that? What type of woman would clap her hands and say, "Yay, I did it. I'm out here doing donkey work. I'm doing it better than, I'm out here doing chores better than men. Yay, me." It sounds stupid. It's dumb. And it's keeping us in a losing position. So, grind. What is the adjective of grind? Well, it's grinding. Let's check that out. Grinding. Of a difficult situation. Trust me, sis, if you out here grinding harder than the men around you, you are in a difficult situation. You are in a difficult situation. If you are out here grinding harder than the men around you, you are in a difficult situation. That is not something to be proud about. That is not something to be appreciated for. Again, goes back to the question, what type of man would be appreciative of this shit? Excuse my language. Type of man to be appreciative of this, man. Of a difficult situation, oppressive, and seemingly without end. We run around as a community like, oh, we being oppressed, we being oppressed. No, this grind is oppressing you. You being oppressive to your damn self because you want somebody to cheerlead and somebody to praise you for this madness. Of a difficult situation, oppressive and seemingly without end. And if you keep going on this trajectory, it will not end for you. You will be in a difficult situation until you die. And that's the reality of it. And so how do we get our men to sit here and say we appreciate our women who are in a difficult situation, who are going to go through oppressive drudgery until they die? I appreciate that. And then you got some of these dudes who actually go in and add to the drudgery and toil. It's sad, man. out here hustling backwards and think it's something to be applauded and get on Instagram and put this stuff out here. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Okay. And so what does it and so what does it create? It creates a society in decay, a society that's devolving, a society that's crumbling apart. Let's look at some of these comments. Queen TT, we the real niggas for real. We the real niggas for real. They come out here and proudly profess that they are the men, that they are in the masculine role and is producing at a level greater than the men around them. Well, that poses a real big problem because if you have taken the role of the men around you, that means you have abandoned the role of the females. So, let me think. Who is taking up the female role? You know what? That reminds me. That reminds me of this. That reminds me of this right here. That reminds me of uh this particular photo cover. Let me get that off the screen. Get back to these comments. We the real niggas for real. But that's what that remind me of. You got women out here professing to be the real N-words. And now it goes back to that word appears. She appears to be a female. She has her nails done. She has her hair done. She might smell good. She has a butt. She has some breasts. She has a certain walk, blah, blah, blah. But inwardly, she's really a man. Her thoughts are like men. Her actions are like men. And so now we come to a dynamic when it's time for companionship. No man wants her because a man don't want another man. You know who wants her? The men who can appreciate her out there on the grind. Dudes who have abandoned their post of manhood and have taken a post of womanhood. And we in these and we on here and these is likes and hearts and clappy hands and all of this shit in these comment sections like this is something to be proud of. This is ridiculous. Now let's check it out. Let's check out another comment here. It says Pretty Pre 23. She says, "Facts, my entire circle got great jobs, benefits, own crib, no section 8. We started from the bottom and continuously bossing up. Got to surround yourself with like-minded people. It definitely helps elevating." Now, I do agree with the sister on surrounding yourself with like-minded people. If you have a goal and you're around people who share the same goal, you will get there quicker. Okay. However, the rest of this is hogwash. Facts. My entire circle got great jobs. Let's stop right there. What is a great job? We noticed that we didn't say careers in this. We need to know the difference between a career and a job. But that's something that we're not going to get into right now in this video. But let's just what is a great job? What are you comparing your great job to? Are you comparing your great job to the job you have compared to the jobs that people around you have? Or are you comparing your job to the job you have compared to a job somebody in a higher socioeconomic status has? Because if you do, you're going to find out that the job might not be so great. Are you basing your job off your dollar amount and your benefits? Have you looked at your benefit? Can you take your benefits and go exercise them under another provider umbrella that serves a higher socioeconomic area? So what are you basing that off of? Where are you getting the my job is so great from? Because what I understand about jobs is they a job is here to buy your time. which is your most is your it is your greatest asset. It's your most valuable asset. That's what your job is. So they're buying your time, and they're not buying it for top dollar. They're buying it for what you're willing to take. And a lot of times we're willing to take a lot less than we're worth because we don't know our worth. And we don't and this proves that we don't know our worth because we'll sit here and praise this shit as if it's something to be praised when it's causing us to lose. So wow, my great job. What jobs? Name your job and tell me why it's so great. Own crib. Okay, you got your own crib. Did you pay for the crib or do you have a mortgage? Is your mortgage paid off? If you're under a mortgage, it's not your own crib. It's the bank's crib and you're still paying for it. And then many times you overpaying for it. Or if you're renting the crib, it's not yours because you're renting. So when you say own, you're own what? The vast majority of urban cities, the people in it own nothing. You don't own anything. You don't have your own anything because of this hustle backwards culture that we got, mentality that we got. We started from the bottom and continuously bossing up. You started from the bottom. So where are you now? Because I read in this post that this is talking about Philly. And just by stating that you live in Philly, you are signaling to the world what your socioeconomic status is, generally speaking. The people who live in Philadelphia are poor. They're not bossed up, especially not the women. I do not see, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, and maybe you guys can direct me to the right place. Of the 40, 50, 60-year-old Philadelphia women who are bossed up, what boss? Bossing what? Because bosses pay other people. Bosses have opportunities for other people to get paid. What bossing? These terms that we just get from the internet and throw around. What are we talking about? Bossing up continuously. Because I don't see it. I don't see it. We started from the bottom. If you live in Philadelphia, you are still at the bottom. Because people who are getting money or got money or who got their shit straight, they do not live in impoverished areas. They do not live in crime ridden areas. They do not live in places where the gun violence is way above the national average. They do not live in areas where trash is blowing down the street. They do not live in areas where there's decayed buildings and infrastructure. They do not live in areas with poor ambulance and emergency service response times. So if you're going to say I'm getting money and I'm bossing up and I'm all of that and this and that, and then you follow it up with I live in Philly. In most cases, you have destroyed everything you just said. Because ain't nobody getting no money. Okay? And let's check it out. Since if you think I'm just spouting off at the mouth, man, let's just check it out. Now here's a zip code map of Philadelphia. This is a zip code map of Philadelphia. You can go online and you can pull up any city by zip code. Get a zip code map of any city. It'll break down exactly all the zip codes and surrounding areas. You can also do a zip income comparison where you just type in your zip code and it'll tell you the average income of a person in that particular zip code. So here is a zip code map of Philadelphia. And as you see on the map alongside here to the right side, we got the Delaware River. We know that, East Falls is over there, down there, Delaware Avenue, those high rises, condos, stuff like that. It's a little bit of money over there. Over here in South Philly, over here, back up by FDR Park that way, is a little bit of money like back up in that corner and a few little other spots. But for the majority of these spots in Philadelphia, there's no money. And the people in these comment sections and all of this stuff, I highly doubt that you're living in these areas. And if you are, congratulations to you. You're one of the few. Keep doing what you're doing. But most are not because you don't have the money. The money's not there. So what it becomes is you got broke versus broke. You got oh yeah, girl, we doing it. We the real niggas, and niggas in there like, oh yeah, well, that's a lie. They doing this. Listen, it becomes broke man versus broke woman. Neither one of you got any money. And it's crazy because people talk about money. You don't understand money. You don't know the value of your money. You don't know how money works. You don't have any trust funds for your kids. You don't have life insurance. Have a bunch of people riding around with cars. They don't even have car insurance, bro. Come on, man. Knock it off with the I get money. You don't have no retirement accounts. Your savings is depleted. You don't got no money. People talking about money, don't know nothing about money. It's ridiculous. And then we get on here and we clapping and we got all these likes and for this foolishness. Yeah, I know y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear this. This ain't it. So let's check it out, the zip code map. 19140. Let's shout that out. That's gonna be Nicetown. 19140. Nicetown. $27,006. That's the average income. $27,006 for 19140. Let's go to 19144. That's Germantown, Worcester. $37,322. $37,322. Let's go to 19143. That's Kinsessing, Cobbs Creek. $38,928. Did I get to your area yet? Maybe not. We ain't gonna go through all of these, but you get the picture. Let's go to 19131. That's Parkside, Carroll Park area. $42,309. $42,309. 19120. That's Olney, Longcrest. $44,195. 19129. That's East Oak Lane. $54,936. 19104. 30,000. That's Powelton Village, by the way. 19104. $30,734. What money? Who's getting money? Nobody over there is getting money. Nobody is getting money. I really don't understand where these mentalities be coming from. Well, I do understand, but what I don't understand is why do we celebrate them? Why do we hold on to them like they some badge of honor for our women to be out here grinding themselves to death? Why are we out here celebrating and showcasing that there is a lack of competent and capable men in our communities, and this is the result? We literally out here celebrating that our men have shown themselves to be incapable. How in the hell is a woman out grinding you it's when it's 38,000 fucking dollars a year? How? How, bro? How? It's crazy. These are the outcomes, man. These are the outcomes. And just so I'm fair, just so I'm fair, if we go to 19106, that's Society Hill, down there, historic district, Second Street, all of that. That's 100. Average income over there is $107,388. $107,388 over there in the Society Hill area. If we go to 19118, that's Chestnut Hill. $89,422. $89,422. 19130, that's Kelly Drive, Art Museum area. $84,308. $84,308. 19147 Bellevue in South Philly. $81,500. So there are some places that's above the national. And by the way, the national average is $50,000, or at least that's what they clocked it in 2021. Gotta wait for the new consensus, but that's $50,000. Most of these places are under the national average. And we on a post talking about who getting money and who not getting money. If you say you getting money and you live in one of these areas, you either A, not getting money, or B, you have a poor mentality, because again, people who are getting money don't live in impoverished areas. They don't. Let's get back to these comments, man. Let's go back to one of these other comments. Aqua's not home right now. She says, I grind like I'm a single mother of 3 with a mortgage. I grind like I'm a single mother of 3 with a mortgage. You damn right you grind like a single mother of 3 with a mortgage. Because the men that you have had children by is more than likely one of these guys who appreciate a woman who gets money. And you're going to grind. Let's pull up the grinding thing again. You're going to be in this difficult situation, seemingly without end, because you don't have a competent and capable man to come in there and lighten the burden. You are under this burden all by yourself. And because you are grinding, you have abandoned the post of womanhood, stepped in the post of manhood, and now your 3 children, unfortunately, have to suffer the consequences. And then we wash, rinse, and repeat this madness. And hopefully you don't have 3 kids and live here in the 19104, where the median income is $30,734, especially with 3 kids and a mortgage. You poor. This is not hidden information. You can just go look this stuff up. Oh, I'm getting money. Where you live? I type in your zip code, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop. I can see everything. I can see what the average people around you are making. And if you're above them, great. But even if you aren't living like it. So something's getting lost in the translation there. Well, then again, you could just be being smart, keeping your overhead low and stacking your bread. That may be the case too. But that's not the case in the majority of the instances. It's not the case. And so you have women out here proclaiming to be doing it better than these dudes. And where do we even get this mentality from? Maybe it's movies like this, The Woman King, where they start feeding all these fantasies to people. Or maybe it's our female rappers like Meg the Stallion. Oh, she a stallion. She a stallion. Oh, I'm a stallion. Blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? Let's get the definition of stallion. Let's just pull it up. Stallion, noun, an uncastrated male horse. A male horse kept for breeding. A male animal, such as a dog or a sheep, kept primarily as a stud. So our women are around here calling themselves our famous rappers that women look up to is calling herself a male horse. And what are horses? Horses work. Sheep work. These are domesticated animals who put in some type of work. You're a male workhorse. And that is why you will continue to be in a difficult situation and oppressed seemingly without end. Because you lost. If you're a woman and you are out here out grinding the men around you, you have lost the game. If you are a male out here and you're happy being outpaced and outworked by the females around you, you are a loser. And when you take a loser and someone who has lost the game and you put us all together, we are losing as a group of people. So y'all can miss me with this. I'm a praise women and I appreciate this and I appreciate that. I don't appreciate none of this. This is ridiculous. The thing our women need the most is a man, not to attempt to become one. The thing our women need the most is a capable man, not to attempt to become one. And any woman forfeiting her opportunity to be with one is a fool. And you're setting yourself up for a long, hard, drudgery, toil, oppressive situation without end. The thing our men need the most is purpose, drive, and the will to accomplish. The thing our men need most is purpose, drive, and the will to accomplish. Without that, we will continue losing. And our topic was brought to us today by Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. That's Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. And that's all I have for you today on Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. This is your man Jay, and I'll catch you next time in the book club.